Welcome everybody. Hello everybody out there. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're feeling fit and well. You're feeling healthy and good to go for this movement snack really. Good afternoon. It's 5 to noon, 55 and we go live. You know what that means. And that's a 55, that's a 7:55, an 11:55 and a 3:55. Get that right, Kels, you're on the 4 p.m. today. Hello and welcome. Christine, you're in first. First one in, rip-roaring, ready to go. But I don't know whether you've seen my welcome message. And on the welcome message, it's all about bending. We're going to do the bends here. I'm going to show you my chicken at the end, Mrs. P. I'll let you have a little look at her. She's lovely. Just been vets with her. Equipment, what you might need with you today. Now, I've got my computer bag and I've put a couple of books in, look. We have got the Collins Modern Encyclopedia in colour and we've got Food for Free, like a foraging book. So a couple of weighty books in there to give me something to work with. Some of you might have an actual weight, a weighted weight. Or what I've got is just a little gift bag, look. Little gift bag with a few household items in there. I've got a couple of these little bread mixer things. And look, oh, not just one, but 2 tins of stuff. You might have a shopping bag that you've just come home with if you've been out and about already. So yeah, something like that. Not with too long a handle would be fabulous for this movement snack. We're all about the bendings. It's bending here, bending there. And we've got quite a bit for the core today. So your centerpiece. Hiya Gloria, nice to have you with us. If you don't want to work with any of those kind of options for extra load, then just go through the movements as you see them in today's movement snack. It's up to you. Mrs. Wood, hello, good day. Where have you been? I've missed you. Ah, no jar of Marmite in the bag. No, but there was a whole shelf, George, of empty Marmite jars that we save up because you know when it's gravy dinner time, we have to, I fill them all up so that there's no Marmite wastage in this house at all. It's like a sacred substance. And it goes into the gravy. So we got rid of I think it was about 8 empty jars of Marmite the other day. The dregs. The dregs went into the gravy. Gorgeous. Oh, you've not been well, Margaret. Hope you're feeling on the up now. Easy does it then. Same with you, George. Easy does it if you've just had your boosters and your flu jabs and everything. Sue, hello and welcome. Dickinson Duo, hello and welcome to you too as well. Have you got the stuff that we need to get this movement snack on the go? Do you know what? I've not even had my second cup of coffee today. So you won't just mind. Well, just let me have a swig. Right, okay, come on then. How heavy should you go? Well, the beauty of it, Sue, is if you've got a little bag with a few items in, you can add to or take away. Gillian with a G. It's foggy here today. We have, not so much in Fleckney, but just as you go out to across the fields, on the roads there, it's absolutely low, dense fog. Right, and again, Sue, the heavier it is, the fewer you'll do. But see how you feel. He's got a good handle on it. You've got a good handle on this. Right, George is in, Gillian's in, Margaret's in, Gloria's here with us, Dickinson Duo are both in, Mrs. P's in, and Margaret's in. Hello, Margaret Hamilton. Just made it. It is at 12 o'clock. We ought to just make a dent in this movement snack. Hang on. Right. I think, 3, 2, 1. It is the 15th of November 2021. It's a Monday. Yet again, these Mondays do come round, don't they? You're with me, Kelsey Leverton, for our 12 noon movement snack, and it's all about bending bits and pieces. We have options for a load book, a book with a bag in it, or the other way around. A weight, if you've got a weight, and you can use that by all means, or it could be something a bit smaller, look, with just a few household bits and pieces in to just add a little bit of extra to what we're doing in the movement snack today. Hello, Doris, last in. Right, we're going to get going with a bit of circulation boosting. And right, wherever you are, clear space, free of clutter, apart from you, your chair and your external support. That's all you need. Oh, and your added extra weighted bits and pieces if you're using them today. Let's go. Feet under knees and feet under hips. Not too wide, not too narrow. That's what I mean. Standing tall through the centre of your body. Taking up some support, can be in front of you or directly to any one side of you. Start pedaling the feet in standing. Now in seated, just see how you feel where you're sitting at the moment. You might want to do a little bit of lifting and shifting forwards in your chair just before you take off into the foot pedals. Now this 2 or 3 minutes of circ boost just simply is a little bit of repetitive, simple actions, working upper body and lower body together or not together, with a little bit of, with a slight progression as we go through. I.e., these foot pedals have turned into leg marches. Our leg marches, if we like, can just progress to being lifted a little bit higher, if that's right for you. So keep the leg marches going. We've got all of the big muscles here working. Our circulation will be boosting, our heart rate will be increasing slightly, as well as our breathing rate. But you shouldn't feel too out of puff throughout this 2 or 3 minutes worth of circ boost. Upper body. I'm just going to bring in one arm at a time. Feel free to bring in both arms at a time if you feel your coordinations, you've got your coordination today. You can change sides to work through the other side if you please. A steady pace. Just realised my trousers are looking like quite the same as the wall, so I'm not kind of sticking out or standing out very well in my leg department today. Hopefully that's not too bad for you. Just consciously draw a few deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth, just feeling your chest rising and falling. And if your legs are aching a bit and you need to pause, fix the legs, just continue on with the arms in seated or in your standing posture. So we're going to be working through some bending actions. We're going to be working through a little bit through the trunk as well. Now some of these moves we do use in our mobility section of the warm-up, so of the first movement snack of the day, should I say, the 8 a.m. But what we can do is just make some slight tweaks with that, add a little bit of load, focus a little bit more on some work around the centre, and we will get a different outcome. Right, let's first of all then start with a few of our sit to stands or knee bends or squats or jockey lifts. Add to that total as we go. I'm going to start off with some jockey lifts. If you know what you're doing, feel free to get along with that. It's up to you how many you want to do. You might want to do a few of each option here. The choice is yours. So jockey lifts to begin with, tuck the feet back. We're going to really get the feet pressing into the floor. As you press them down, your body will come forwards and these muscles should be switching on. A jockey lift from here is just a little boost off your seat. See if you can lift your bottom away from the seat. If you can't, it doesn't matter. The effort's there, and the beginnings of a sit to stand are will start to emerge from this. So a few there if you like. Carry on with that if that's your option. If you would like to stand and do a few sit to stands, same body position, same pressing through the legs, but a power up to push to stand. You might want to adjust your feet here before the chair's still there, slowly putting the brakes on to get back down. Here you can have a bit of a pause before you kind of set it up again, or you might feel like you can do just a touch before you stand. Arms are optional. If the arms are out the way, then the legs will be working harder. As an alternative to that, we've got a knee bend, so feet parallel. A knee bend is a shallow squat. Sitting the bum back as if you're going to do a stand to sit. So you'd be aiming your bottom for an imaginary stool or seat behind you. Now, a squat is you just creeping down into that knee bend a little bit deeper. Now here, couple of things to have a glance at. To keep your naughty knobbly knees in a nice position, try and make sure that you can still see your toes, your shoelaces as you bend down. We are keeping the back straight, but there's a little tilt forward. Use your support if you need to. All of this is for the front of thigh leg work. If you're squeezing on the way up, you will feel a bit more around your buttocks and hips. So we can get a little bit of extra work going through the buttocks and the hips if we add in a squeeze and a clench as you push up. Okay, how many have you just done? Well done, there's our first bendy bit. Our second bendy option, activity, I'll show you in seated first. And now here in seated, it's about keeping your anchor point. So your anchor point, your feet and your bum fixed and glued to the chair or the floor. You can go a bit wider here. Just before we get into a side bend, we're going to try and just work a little bit of the tummy muscles. So seated or standing. Standing is feet wide again. Now you might want to just find your hand over your belly button and then just try and pull your belly button in and away from the palm of your hand. So you'll feel your hand pressing quite firmly there to begin with, but then as you draw the tummy back, you'll feel a little bit of space. You might even feel a little bit of extra space in your waistband. You're not exactly breathing in. It's just this core area, this center area, the muscles just drawing in, and you'll feel your cylinder maybe just get that little bit smaller, a little bit more squashed inside. Give your fingers a bit of a poke in and you should feel some tension in the muscles there. Don't be surprised if you feel it in your back as well. The muscles that we're working wrap around. These are the muscles we're going to be engaging just that little bit more consciously when we do a side bend. In preparation for that, with our load, if you've chosen to use a load, just take a little side bend over, exactly as you would do in the morning mission. Let's just do maybe a couple of 3 of those on each side, just to kind of prepare the area. loosen it up as we would do in the 8 a.m. And then we can perhaps think about adding something else to lift. So we're going to use your shopping bag, something to carry. You might want to hold it upwards with your elbow bent. If it's a bit too long, it might bash the floor a little bit too soon. But there, stand or sit, tall, lean to the side, and then come back to dead centre. Normally we'd swap sides in the morning mission, but we're going to keep it all on one side, else there'll be a bit more faffing around with your grip and whatever you're holding. See how you get on there. And after a couple, see if you can make some more out of this. So lean, tilt, bend, pull the tummy muscles in and straighten yourself back up again. So lean, tilt, bend, pull the tummy muscles in and lift through back to your upright central posture. In standing it's the same, but your arm can probably be long held down by your side. So tilt the bag, whatever you're holding is travelling towards the floor. Standing up, find your middle point. Hips are still, not shifting or shoving out to the side, and knees are soft. Smooth action, strong pull up, pulling the belly button in as you pull up. Have a go at the other side. Of course, you've got your support should you need it. That won't work holding against the wall there. I'd need something in front of me. Lean, tilt, pull in. Stand tall, even right side to left side. You might feel a bit of a pull as your sideways muscles lengthen, but you should feel some strength, some engagement through the muscles as you pull the belly button in and lift up to recover. Keep going there. The wide position on your feet really helps with your balance, your stability in this move, and keep going for a couple more, even on both sides. Hope you can feel those a little bit more with that extra pull-in of the belly button towards the spine. Take a rest there. Okay, so a little bit about round the side. Functional side bends and add in a little bit of load to make our muscles work that bit harder. Okay, the next bending action we're going to go for is an elbow bending action. And what you'll feel is with the load that you've got, you can go through this position just by bending the elbows up and relaxing them back down. Straight arms. So you can see there just the elbow with the shoulder and elbow staying in line with one another. Your first option, in seated. So this might work for you if you're lifting up the heavy item. I think you said sewing machine. You might want to hold both hands, come with your feet quite wide, sit up tall, and then you've got both arms that you can lift and lower together. See how that feels. In standing you could do that as well. Just hold whatever your load is down by your side, down on your front, knees soft, feet wide. You could even prop your bottom against a wall or a surface behind you. One arm at a time is your next option. Like you're holding a carry bag, elbow tucked in, you might want to lift up and lower down. Now I've got my palm facing inwards on this lift up and lower down option. If you've got your palm facing forwards, there's a little bit of extra work for your wrist, because the heaviness can bring your wrist into this kind of back to front looking position. So it's about keeping the wrist straight with the forearm and not letting the weight dictate this pulling position on the wrist area. Squeeze in and just keep an eye on your wrist position. You should feel that on your front of your arm. Now these are the muscles that are our lifters and our carriers. Lifting shopping, carrying shopping, like we've got in our bags at the moment. Lifting any kind of load. It might be a wash basket. It might be something that you're shifting around the house to find a new home for. It might be having a clear out of a cupboard. So front of the arm muscles should be feeling that right in the belly of the muscle there. Good for grip, good for wrist, great for front of arm strengthening. And like I say, your lifting and carrying muscles are benefiting there. Right, I think that's us. Elbow bendings, knee bendings, trunk bendings, all about the bends. And of course, it depends what we add to a movement or take away from a movement to make that movement benefit us in one way or another. So today we added a load, which means this will be adding extra resistance for our lifting capacity. You can add the load to your knee bends as well if you like. If you wanted to do a little bit more later, a few more knee bends, squats, sit stands, jockey lifts, take your pick, add some load to it. It will get your legs to engage and work that bit harder. All aiming for increased conditioning through your muscles and increasing your strength capacity as well. All right, there we have you. 18 minutes of extra movement minutes, all for you. Be greedy, have some more later on in the day. That's all right, Sue. Weightlifting of the sewing machine. Sewing machines are heavy. You probably are doing your three repetitions there, maybe. All right, everyone. Have a great afternoon. I'll be seeing you at 4 now to plan the 4 o'clock routine. See you later.